Welcome to Mark and Lindsay Talk LA Superchargers. I'm Mark.
And I'm Lindsay.
We're so excited for you to watch our show. We are only days away from the season, and I have a fever. I got Super Bowl fever. How about you?
I do. The Rams had it last year, and they have a pretty good team this year. So back to back is kind of in their grasp, but not completely. And I think the Chargers will show that this year.
I agree, and this is a bold prediction. I think Herbert will throw for 5,000 yards and will be up there for MVP.
I think he's already MVP, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, like, with the Rams who won last year, they've had some elbow injuries. They were the team that had like one of the least, besides like I think the Chiefs last year, with injuries. And I think that they are on point to win again, but it's not going to be easy because I think they have the second hardest schedule besides the Chiefs. The Chiefs have the hardest, which I'm thrilled about. I don't know about you, but I'm thrilled that the Chiefs have the hardest schedule.
I am thrilled. The only thing that's holding me back a little bit with the Chargers is they have far the toughest division in the whole league. Like every single team is good, and nobody has as many good quarterbacks or as many good impact defensive players as the AFC West. But that being said, I want to talk about the opening game against the Raiders, which I cannot stand the Raiders. I hate everything Raiders.
Me too.
But here's my take. I feel that yes, the Raiders should have a good team, but I feel like the Chargers have the better quarterback. Devontae Adams is a great receiver and a former teammate of Carr. So that's going to be a good 1-2 combination. And they do have a bunch of other players, but I feel like the Chargers, top to bottom, are a better team than the Raiders. And I feel like the Raiders will lose that game.
I'm hoping as well. I think that it is a very good opening game. I think whoever wins this kind of sets the tone for the AFC West. So that would be, it's going to be a great one to watch. Carr's a little bit older than Herbert. I think Herbert's coming up, but then the practicality between like the Justin Herbert having a rookie contract still gave the Chargers the ability to build their defense or offensive line. So that is going to help significantly going forward.
Now, who's that defensive impact player that they got? Is Mac Truck.
Yes.
So that was a huge move. The only thing that scares me about these first 2 weeks, they go Raiders in LA, but that's going to all pretty much be a Raiders crowd. And then they got to go.
I think it might be 50-50. I think it's kind of switching a little bit. It might be a Raiders crowd, but it's not a home team crowd, if you want to like express it that way, because the Chargers never really have a home team. Like they were never like at like home playing and saying like, oh yeah, I have all my homies behind me, all my fans. So I think being 50-50 is actually a good thing for the Chargers. I mean, it's usually much worse. So I think the Chargers getting better, especially with Justin Herbert on like kind of like guiding the ship, basically. I think 50-50 is pretty good.
You're right. The hard part is they got to go to the Chiefs the Thursday night. So you get that short week. KC, very hard to beat at home. But I do think that they lost their best receiver, and to lose a speed guy. We're gonna see what Mahomes can do now, and Kelsey's getting up there in age. So
yeah, I mean the Chiefs have the pretty much the best top 3 quarterbacks and top 3 offensive line and top 3 um like offenses, but also that the bad thing is that they have the hardest schedule in the entire league, and that is going to kind of put a block kind of with the entire how it lays out this season, as in it doesn't matter how much you beat, it does, but it doesn't matter how much you just beat the people in your league, but your schedule overall, and they have the toughest schedule.
Agreed, and I do think though that getting rid of losing Tyreek Hill will be massive, because with his speed, it makes it really hard to defend Mahomes. But now you take that off, I do feel like this is going to be a tough game. They're beatable. Now the good thing is that after that, the schedule, it becomes much easier for the next 3 games. So I mean, you get the Jaguars, that's a win. At Texan, win. Browns, win. Then you get the Broncos at home. We're going to see Russell. I do think the Broncos got that tough D. They got some players. I do think that we will beat the Broncos. I don't know the Chiefs. I'm up in the air. I feel like they're going to beat the Raiders at home. The Chiefs, I might give them a loss, and I feel like they're going to win the next 3. So I put them at 4-1 going into Denver. I feel like they beat them. I feel like they beat Seattle. They go on the road and beat Atlanta. Then they play the Niners. That's a tough game. And at San Francisco, even if they lose that, maybe I'll throw a loss. I'm sitting at 4-2. What do you think so far?
I think according to it, some of the Vegas betting odds, I think Kansas City outwins outbeats the Chargers and the Broncos, but the Chargers outbeat the Broncos. So even with Russell Wilson coming in, I think they have a good chance. But the Chargers are always that wild card, no matter what, and no matter who they have. I think they've built up a good system. I think they've built up a good defense. I think they have an amazing quarterback that's obviously top 4 at least in the league right now. So I think we have a good chance. It just all depends, because we do have we have the toughest out of everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm just looking at that schedule, right? If you can get through Denver, right? Seattle's not very good anymore. Atlanta, the Niners, you get the Chiefs back at home. Who knows what's going on at that point? I feel like we can win that game, right? Then we go to Arizona. Arizona, who knows? They're up and down. I do think we're going to win that. Then we go to Vegas. That'll be tough at Vegas.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So far, I see maybe 3 losses. I feel like winning a lot of the games, and then you get Miami at home. I feel like we're going to beat them. I don't think Tua is all that good. I'm looking at the Titans. Loss of AJ Brown. No, I'm not worried about at Colts. The Rams at home. Yeah, that's a tough one. And then at Denver, tough. I feel like maybe 5 losses. I see us getting there at 12-5, 11 wins, 11-6. I think is right where I think they should be. What's your thoughts on that?
I think so. I think that's doable for sure. The one thing that you don't take into consideration, or nobody takes into consideration, is Chargers beat themselves in some areas, but I think when it lines up and what the talent has, and if we stay healthy, that's another thing that we deal with year after year is the injuries that we have, and we have people out for multiple games. So I think definitely if things stay like that, we do have a good chance. I think it's a good position to prove ourselves And even though we do have the tough, one of the toughest schedules, toughest, like, I mean, besides, you know, some other even people, like the Chiefs don't like have an easy schedule as well. So like for the first time, maybe they won't win the AFC West. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I just think offensively we're pretty stacked. And I do think a guy that didn't play that much last year, you're gonna get Parham, who's this big giant tight end. And then also this kind of slipped under the radar. They also picked up Sonny Michel. So you got Eckler, Kelly, Michel. That's a really good running back combination. The receivers are really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have, I'm going to say it, Patrick Mahomes, if you're listening, Herbert is better than you without your crutch, your Tyreek Hill crutch. That Herbert is the best quarterback in the division.
I think Herbert's where it's at. And then like we are so lucky we got a quarterback like him that can grow with our team, hopefully be a franchiser, you know.
Yeah. I do. I know I said it, but I think Parham's going to surprise a lot of people. He's got a lot of size. He's got some good speed. You got, what is it, DeAndre Carter, young guy.
Allen.
Yeah, we got Williams with this nice big contract. I feel like he's going to step up. And Khalil Mack, that guy is a wrecking ball.
True.
So I'm very confident going in. You're right. Injuries will, that's the big wild card, and the kicking, which always seems to somehow, and the coaching.
I like, it's hard to even talk about it because it like hurts almost with the kicking, or like in general. But like, I don't know. I mean, we have people here and there, and people who are like good for a little bit, but that's it. But we've been through so many, like, and how many times have we lost on field goals? Like, it's been terrible.
Too many. Hopefully Hopkins does it. I do think that some of the coaching last year, yes, it's good to go in fourth, but you don't need to go all the time on fourth down. And there's maybe one or two games that I felt like they could have won if they didn't just go for it on fourth and they played either kick a field goal or punt it.
But if you had somebody that like you could rely on, that's like where it kind of like, that's where they kind of like second guess themselves. They're like, shoot, how many times do you have to miss before we like just like rely on our really good quarterback to make it happen, you know?
Yes. And okay, so Jess, we're gonna do more of these more in depth, but I thought we'd just kind of go over records. So what's your prediction for wins?
I would like to say like they at least win. I want to say 10.
10. I could see that. I'm going with 11. Yeah, I want to say 12, but you're right. There's some injuries or some fluke plays, but I feel like, and it's a tough division, I feel like 11-6 is very realistic. And who will win the division? It's going to be a mystery, but I feel like the Chargers will win this division finally.
I'm hoping. I mean, the top team has the hardest schedule, so I'm hoping they get knocked out. I mean, there's also really good quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and stuff too. But let's just focus on the positive, and I'm hoping that goes that way.
I agree. So I will say thank you guys for watching. We will have more in-depth analysis, and we're going to come back after we beat down the Raiders and talk about it.
We have to.
Yes, they will.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.